In the heart of a bustling city in the United States, amidst towering buildings and busy intersections, a girl named Alina was born, not with a silver spoon, but with a heart carved out of courage and a soul stitched together by perseverance. From the moment she opened her eyes, life had already laid out a battlefield in front of her. But Alina was no ordinary child. She came into this world with fire in her veins. Her neighborhood in the east side of Chicago was rough, painted in graffiti, scarred by violence, and weighed down by poverty. The only lullabies she heard at night were distant sirens and arguments that echoed through thin apartment walls. Her father, a construction worker, died in a scaffolding accident when she was only 6 years old. That day, her childhood ended. Her mother, Sophia, was a quiet woman with tired eyes and calloused hands. A seamstress by day and a janitor by night, she raised Alina and her younger brother Adam with a fierce love. She had little to offer but taught them dignity, kindness, and the value of hard work. Sophia's whispers of hope were the thread that kept the family from unraveling. At just 10 years old, Alina stepped into a role far bigger than her years. She took care of Adam, learned to cook basic meals, helped her mother with sewing, and still made it to school with top grades. Her teachers noticed her spark. Not the loud kind, but the quiet, steady burn of someone who knew struggle and refused to be defined by it. By the time she was 12, she'd already done things most adults would shy away from. She organized a neighborhood cleanup to fight the stigma attached to her community. She stood up to bullies twice her size to defend a classmate with autism. She created a fundraiser for a sick neighbor's child, canvassing the streets door to door, until they had enough for surgery. When Alina turned 15, her courage was no longer just inspiring, it was jaw-dropping. During a school picnic by the lake, a toddler fell into the water. Screams erupted, adults panicked, but Alina didn't flinch. She dove in, fully clothed, fought the waves, and brought the child back. Everyone gasped. That day, someone whispered, "She's not afraid of fire." That whisper followed her. Through blackouts and food shortages, broken shoes and long walks to school, Alina kept pushing. She studied at night by the light of her mother's sewing machine. She read discarded books from libraries. She volunteered at fire stations, helped elders cross streets, and taught self-defense to younger girls in her building. Her dream? To become a firefighter. Not because she loved the danger, but because she believed no one should be left behind in the smoke. When she turned 18, Alina walked into the city's fire academy, alone and determined. The officers stared. She was barely 5'3", lean, not the stereotypical image of a firefighter. But when the physical test came, she ran, climbed, lifted, and endured. The written test. She aced it. The interview. She spoke with such clarity and purpose that even the toughest trainers nodded. They accepted her. Reluctantly. She was the only woman in her batch. The training was brutal. Her hands blistered. Her muscles screamed. Her male counterparts mocked her, until they saw her outperform them again and again. She didn't talk back. She didn't need to. Her actions were louder. Her first real fire call came during a freezing January night. A 2-story apartment building was engulfed in flames. Families were trapped. Her team hesitated, waiting for backup. But Alina saw a shadow in a bathroom window, a child. She didn't wait. She wrapped her scarf around her face, tied a wet cloth over her head, and rushed in through the back entrance. Inside was chaos, smoke so thick it clawed at her lungs, heat that seared through her gear. But she found the boy, no older than her brother when he was 6, sobbing in a corner. She lifted him, shielded him with her body, and crawled through the smoke. Glass cut her knees. The ceiling creaked above her. But she didn't stop. When she emerged, people wept. Cameras captured her burned hands. The boy clung to her, refusing to let go. That night, Alina became a household name. But she didn't care about the fame. She never had. Instead, she used the attention to start something bigger. She launched a citywide mentorship program for young girls interested in emergency services. She visited schools in poor neighborhoods. She gave speeches not about success, but about survival, grit, and choosing love over fear. Over the years, she faced fires that devoured buildings, accidents that twisted metal, and nights so cold that even her courage shook. But she never broke. The hardest battle wasn't with fire. It was with her brother, Adam. By the time he was 17, Adam had drifted into the wrong crowd. He was angry at the world, at poverty, at their absent father. When Alina found out he was dealing drugs, she was devastated. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She marched to the gang's base, found the leader, and faced him. "Let my brother go," she said. "Or I stay here every weekend and cook for your community kitchen. And I'll teach your sisters how to defend themselves." But Adam walks away, clean. The leader laughed in her face. But something about her eyes, her bravery, her calm, stopped him. He agreed. Adam left the gang. A year later, that gang converted their hideout into a youth center. Alina was made the advisor. Years passed. Alina became the most decorated female firefighter in the state. She led rescues during hurricanes. Saved an elderly couple during a gas explosion. Delivered a baby during a blackout. Each time, her story grew, but so did her humility. At 32, she stood at a national award ceremony. The president handed her a medal. The crowd applauded for minutes. But her eyes searched for her mother in the crowd, tears in Sophia's eyes, pride swelling in her chest. That night, a reporter asked, "You've run into more fires than anyone. Aren't you afraid?" She smiled and said, "Fear doesn't scare me. Letting someone burn alone, that scares me. I've been in the fire all my life. I just decided to walk through it for others." And with that, the world knew, this girl wasn't just brave. She was fire itself.